Hi and welcome to Tutorial 8, Writing Good Paragraphs. This tutorial is designed to help you write effective paragraphs. By the end of the tutorial you should know what a paragraph is, how a paragraph is structured, and how to develop a paragraph. Within the various sections of your assignments, you need to divide your writing up into paragraphs. Paragraphs provide a way of organising your work. They're not just a series of sentences strung together. You can think of paragraphs as a group of sentences that deal with one idea. And you should take a new paragraph whenever you start a new idea. Sometimes your idea might be quite a big one that extends across lots of paragraphs, and if that's the case, each subpoint within that idea should have its own paragraph. To write a good paragraph, you need to know how a paragraph is typically structured. Badly structured paragraphs often include sort of irrelevant details that are not connected to the main idea. So you need to think about how you'll put your ideas together before you actually start writing. Remember that in your written work, you're being assessed on your ability to put your points across in a nice, logical and well-structured way. So knowing how to write a good paragraph will really help with this. You might never have thought about it before, but a paragraph does have a distinct sort of pattern. As shown on the slide, a paragraph begins with a topic sentence, which is then followed by supporting sentences, and it finishes with a concluding sentence. A paragraph begins with what's known as a topic sentence. The topic sentence is like an introductory sentence that states the main idea of the paragraph, so the reader's got a good idea of what the paragraph is going to be about. So let's say you were writing about the value of students developing good time management skills for the workplace. Here you would need a topic sentence that introduces your point that time management skills are important for students to develop. The example on the slide shows the topic sentence in red bold, and you can pause the video while you read through it. So you can see that a strong introductory topic sentence sort of sets the scene for the paragraph, giving the reader a strong feel for what the paragraph will be about. But what happens when the writer forgets or fails to use a topic sentence? Pause the video while you read through the example in the slide and ask yourself, what is this paragraph actually about? You probably found that the topic of the paragraph wasn't immediately obvious, and you were working quite hard to try and work out what it was about, and that's because the paragraph doesn't include a simple topic sentence. As you'll see in the example, when a topic sentence is added, the subject of the paragraph suddenly becomes clear. Again, you can pause the video while you read through the example. Once you've written the topic sentence, you need to develop what you've stated using what we call supporting sentences, and those basically just add a bit more detail. A very common way of losing marks in your assignments is to fail to develop a point in enough detail. But how do you actually go about developing a point? Well, there are different ways of adding detail to your point, but some of the most common ways are to use supporting evidence, explanations, and examples. To help you see how these can be used to develop paragraphs, we'll take a look at an example in the next slide. This example follows on from the topic sentence that we saw earlier. After making the point that time management skills are important for students to develop for the workplace, the writer then goes on to explain why these skills are important in the workplace. The writer adds further detail by using supporting evidence and then providing an example. Examples are probably one of the most important ways of expanding on your points, and they also give you an opportunity to demonstrate that you do actually really understand the point that's being made. So pause the video while you study how the writer has used these techniques to develop the paragraph. The final stage in paragraph writing is what we would call the concluding sentence. Before you can start a new paragraph, you need to sort of wrap up the preceding paragraph with a concluding sentence. And this might take the form of a summary of the main idea, or maybe even an indication towards the topic that will be discussed in the next paragraph. So returning to our previous example, note how the final sentence rounds the paragraph off. Again, you can pause the video while you read through the example. So to sum up, a paragraph is a group of sentences that relate to one main idea. A new paragraph should be taken when the topic moves on. A paragraph consists of a topic sentence which introduces the point of the paragraph, supporting sentences that develop that point, and a concluding sentence that ties the paragraph up. Finally, it's really important to make sure that your paragraphs are developed enough, and you can achieve this by using evidence, explanations, and examples.